Bienvenidos. For those of you that don't speak Spanish, that means bow down to Darren the King. Means welcome to our home. Amelia's going to say a few words and we're going to get this party started here.
Hi everybody. Before we get started, I really want to thank a lot of people that made this happen. Yes, we provided the home, but it was the work and the efforts of a lot of people. So, you know, just like raising a child, it does take a whole village to make something happen. And I really want to thank all of you guys for taking the time to come out here, support this awesome organization. And it just goes to show how blessed we are to have wonderful, wonderful friends like you guys in our lives. And, you know, for those that weren't able to make it, a lot of people still donated. So we're very grateful to be able to help this organization. So, giving it back to Darren. Oh, don't forget about the silent auction. He's going to go into detail about that. There's some great things. So, I'm waiting for you guys to bid because I'm going to outbid you.
All right. So, if you would look up at the screen up there on the wall, we'll go through some of the really cool items we have here for the silent auction. The first one is, we'll walk over here too. This is actually a private home in Peru, a 5-night stay, luxury 3-bedroom private home, $1,500 value, starting bid is $900. This is donated by Enrique Coelho. And now here's the interesting thing about this guy, okay?
Oh gosh.
This guy is actually my wife's ex-boyfriend from back in the day. So, you know that if I'm okay with that, I must really love the cause. You know, I think there's times in life where you meet a very interesting individual that inspires you to do greater things. When I met Hilda, she just had one of those warm spirits that you just fall in love with. And without further ado, I'd like to bring up the founder of Corazon de Vida, Hilda Pacheco-Taylor.
Thank you, Darren. What a beautiful introduction. And you know, this is a great day for me and for everybody that's involved with Corazon de Vida to be able to introduce our work to so many beautiful people. You're here because you care, and this is perfect for us to be able to share with you what we do, you know, in our work. And we started with one orphanage. We started with the orphanage where I grew up, and it really started as an act of kindness, as an act of gratitude, a huge act of gratitude, realizing myself that when I needed the help, there were people out there supporting, doing the fundraising, doing everything to make sure that I had what I needed. And it was that gratitude that drove me to look for support for the orphanage where I grew up, because they needed it. And so in doing that, I met a lot of beautiful people, a lot of very kind people, a lot of very smart people that started to think about other ways to fundraise and do different things. And so it grew from that to, you know, doing events and then bringing more people. But since day one, part of our process was to bring people to the orphanages to meet the kids, to be involved, to see the need firsthand, and to see where their money was going. And what we do with the orphanages, we support 14 orphanages today. Those 14 orphanages care for over 800 children. And what we do is we provide life-sustaining support. We make sure that they have the basics, that they have money to pay for their electricity, to pay for water. If you were to visit an orphanage today, an orphanage at Corazon de Vida supports, you would see that they still need so much more. And then we focus on education, the next level, which is university and technical education for the kids that are graduating from one of the orphanages. So first year we had a couple, 2-3 kids participating. This year we have 36 kids in a Mexico university in Tijuana, Ensenada, Tecate, and Mexicali. Yes. We're already using our university students as mentors for the younger kids that are still in the orphanages. They come and they relate to them because they live, you know, they grew up with them. And I said, if you can do it, if you're in college, I can do it too. And we're growing. Next year we're going to be at 50 in university. And we're talking about everything from a doctor to attorneys to veterinaries to architects to teachers, psychologists, everything. And they're all doing amazingly well. they're all so grateful for the support and for the opportunity. Every one of them. If you see our Facebook posts, they'll post on our Facebook. Thank you so much. I never thought that this would ever be possible for me. Thank you, Corazon de Vida. Corazon de Vida, all of us that are Corazon de Vida, we are the ones supporting and providing this opportunity to the children. So I invite you all to participate on our trips. We'll probably talk a little bit more about that. I'll let Darren do that, but thank you so much for tonight, and if anybody has any questions and wants to talk to me after this, I'll be available for that as well. Thank you.
This one was really impactful. I want to read this verbatim here. This is a young girl. It says, last Christmas, my boss asked me one thing I wanted to accomplish this year, and my response was that I wanted to change a life. Over the last year, these kids have done so much more for me than I could have ever done for them. They brought me happiness, love, and joy in some of the most needed times. Today, they became a monthly sponsor in hopes to help change their lives for the better, like they changed mine. And to celebrate Corazon de Vida's 20th year anniversary. $20 a month. $20 a month? Geez, I spend more than that at Starbucks. A week. One of the board members, I heard him talk at the last event that Corazon de Vida had, and he said every morning before he went to his office, he'd stop by the coffee bean. He'd like to sit down, reads his paper, has a nice cup of Earl Grey tea, a little croissant, and he says he really enjoyed that time to sort of prepare for his day. And then he realized that the money he's spending at the coffee bean, $3 a day, that if he could apply that $3 towards Corazon de Vida, that supports about a month and a half of supporting a kid. Shelter, food, a safe environment. He said ever since then, he couldn't bring himself to drink coffee bean tea anymore. Now he's a successful guy. He could obviously afford to do both, but it really made me think. And so he tells this story at this event, and I started thinking about myself. I spend money on stupid stuff, man. All the time. We all do. When you think about how much money have you spent on things that really don't mean anything, and then the year goes by or 5 years goes by and you got nothing to show for it, you don't remember what you spent it on, and here you could be saving someone's life. And if now is not the right time for you to give because you can't, it's okay. I think sometimes we come to events like this and we see people, throw around their checkbooks and stuff like that, and you feel bad inside because maybe now is not the right time. Maybe you're not, you don't feel like you know enough about the organization yet. Maybe you're just having a really rough financial time. Don't give right now. All I'm asking is to be open to the idea. Okay, we're gonna take about 15 minutes. We're gonna go over here, have some fun. I know the silent auction is doing a lot better than I thought, thank God. Yeah, I tell you, I was worried. I was gonna have my buddy Tim Silligy made, where we're gonna do a live auction. And I talked to a friend of mine who did a live auction for Sugar St. Mosley's nonprofit group. He said it was the worst thing ever because no one bid. It's like there's nothing worse than a live auction when no one bids. He goes, dude, you better do a silent auction. This is your first go around. This is the first time I've ever done this, right? So fortunately, the silent auction's gone well. Hopefully we'll do a live auction soon too.